Cristiano Ronaldo's transfer from Real Madrid to Juventus can be considered one of the most controversial transfers in the history of world football. Many fans of the Portuguese legend expected great goals and promising football from him, but in reality it turned out to be not as great as everyone expected. Will he be able to become a part of Juve's new game? Time will show. But now let's remember the star players at the final stages of their career who moved to top clubs and could not adapt to the new team. This is Top 10. Let's go. Number 10, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. You bought a Ferrari, but drive it as if it was a Fiat. This catchphrase belonged to the unique Zlatan, and at the time was addressed to the management of FC Barcelona, and in particular to Pep Guardiola. After the mega successful 2008-2009 season in which the mighty Swede managed to score 25 times, the Spanish club wanted to see Ibrahimovic in their club, while Zlatan himself wanted to show himself off in the Champions League. Putting a signature on that contract, the Swede could not have imagined that the whole game would be built around Lionel Messi, and the role of the main star of the team would go to that sure Argentinian. After an argument with the management, Zlatan moved to Milan. Bottom line, at the age of 29 he managed to restart his career and still win the European Cup, Europa League with Manchester United. 9th, Monisha. There was a time when an entire Portuguese diaspora was formed in Dinamo Moscow, the main star of which was the silver medalist of the Euros. After a few great seasons in Benfica and a victory in the Champions League with Porto, many clubs were interested in the player. However, the Portuguese chose the big Russian money, and in 2005 he joined Dinamo. In his first season, Monisha appeared on the field just 13 times, managed to score a goal, then got chubby and was even sent on loan to Chelsea. A year later he was sold for 9 million euros to Atletico Madrid, but there he also failed to become a starting player. So by the age of 29, one of the best midfield players was sent on loan once again, and a couple of years later retired from professional football. Number 8, Gaizka Mendieta. At the start of the century, the Spanish Valencia dominated not only in Spain but in whole Europe, and Mendieta was the face of that team and their captain. Having managed to bring the club to the Champions League final twice and win a couple of national trophies, one of the best European penalty takers accepted a new challenge, and 27 years of age moved to Italy, taking on a very ambitious project, Lazio. From 2001 to 2004, Mendieta was signed on loan twice, first to Barcelona and then Middlesbrough. In total for Lazio he played 20 incomplete matches and did not win a single trophy, as that was the time the Italian club began to decline. Bottom line, at the age of 30 he signed a contract with Middlesbrough and retired after 4 seasons. 7th, Fabio Cannavaro. Fabio's career in the national team was the best possible. He participated in 4 World Cups, became a world champion and the captain of the golden Italian team. 2006 was a very successful year for him if it was not for the fatal transfer to Real Madrid, after which his career rapidly declined. After that well-known scandal, Juventus was sent to Serie B and its key player and a new world champion decided to move to Spain and become part of the Royal Club. Those 94 games and poor performances of the Golden Ball winner could not impress the club's management, and in 2009 he returned to Juventus. So, 37 years of age, he was not needed in Juve anymore, so he left to United Arab Emirates, ending his career in 1 year's time. 6th, Javier Saviola. £15 million, that's how much Barcelona paid for a 19-year-old promising Argentinian in 2001. Immediately after signing the contract, Saviola acquires Spanish citizenship, passes the limit of foreign players and scores 17 goals in the first season. In 4 seasons, the forward played more than 100 games, however due to the high competition he lost his place in the starting 11 and moved in protest to Real Madrid. Having played in 17 games and scored just 4 times, Saviola was forced to leave the club, thereby losing the status of the superstar and forever spoiling relations with 2 Spanish giants at once. In the end, the 28-year-old leaves for Portugal, after which he returns to his homeland through Greece and announces his retirement. Number 5, Juan Sebastian Veron. The Italian stage of the Little Witch's career, this is how the fans called Veron, can be considered his most successful period. The UEFA Cup in Parma, the Scudetto, the Cup and the Super Cup of Italy with Lazio. and the place in the symbolic team of Europe according to the World Association of Journalists. When signing a contract with Manchester United, no one could have imagined that just in a couple of years he would sign for Chelsea. That transfer was fatal for Veron. Only 7 games, 1 goal and 4 lost years, during which he also went on a business trip to Inter Milan. So his average playing time in Chelsea was only 69 minutes, and in 2007 he returned to Argentina, where he retired in his first ever club, Estudiantes. 4th, Alexander Gleb. In 2005, the Belarusian midfielder signed a contract with Arsenal London and for several seasons has become one of the key players for them. Under the strict guidance of Arsene Wenger, the midfielder turned into a real-world star, attracting the interest of the biggest clubs. Barcelona was one of them. It seemed like the transfer would benefit both, however 4 years of struggle, injuries, 19 incomplete games and 3 loans to various clubs, it all turned into a complete nightmare for a football player. So at 31 he moved to Krylia Sovetov in Russia, played just 8 games, changed a couple of clubs and is currently playing in Belarusian Bate. Number 3, Thierry Henry. The living legend of Arsenal London at the time of moving to Camp Nou had 250 games in a Gunner shirt, 170 goals scored, numerous individual awards and endless love of the supporters. But in 2007, out of nowhere, the rumors appeared in the media about Henry's supposed transfer to Barcelona. In 3 full seasons, the Frenchman failed to fully adapt to the Spanish Premier League and at 33 years old went to conquer the MLS. In 2012, Henry will try a red-white shirt again and even score a goal, but 2 years later he'll say goodbye to professional football for good. 2nd, Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres' transfer from Liverpool to Chelsea caused an atomic bomb explosion. Across England his t-shirts were burning, and at every match the Liverpool fans chanted humiliating stuff to the former star of their club. And it would be okay if straight after the deal was done the Spaniard would start progressing, but on the contrary, his long goalless streak has begun. In 4 full seasons he scored less than 20 goals, which was humiliating for El Nino back then. So when he turned 30 he went on loan to Milan, where he failed to start playing again. Then he returned to his home team Atletico and is now playing in Japan. And in the first place, Andrei Shevchenko. 2006 became fatal for Andrei. His moves to London by decision of his wife, and his performances for Chelsea could be called the darkest pages of his career. Numerous injuries, a permanent place on the bench, and the loss of his past form strongly affected his psychological and physical condition. Less than 50 matches in 3 years and only 9 goals scored. These are the results of the British stage of the 2004 Golden Ball winner's career. In the end, he returned to Dynamo Kiev and retired from football after the Euros at the age of 36.